Hi, I'm Pat.
And I'm Tina.
And here we are in Corsica. We're here with the hope of kayaking all the way around Corsica. We got here Wednesday night. It's now Saturday morning and we still haven't gotten our feet wet or paddles wet even.
Hopefully tomorrow is going to be a better day, but for now we at least have made it as far as the beach.
We had planned 31 days to get around, including some bad weather days and rest days, but the last few days have been so windy that we can't get out, and even today it looks fine right here. There are some beach breakers. This is normally a very sheltered spot, but the wind and swell are such that we can't get out today. So be it. So I spent the afternoon packing up the kayaks because this was the first chance we had to actually see if all our gear would fit into them. So once we did that, just because it was ready and loaded up, I said I'd take mine out for a spin just to see how it handled.
Well done! So how was that on the first test launch?
The boat handles like a tank. But yeah, stable. We'll be using the rudder. There's no edging to control it. That's fine, alright. We camped as discreetly as we could on the beach, putting up the tent late because technically we weren't supposed to be camping there, and went to bed hoping for the swell to die down overnight. Good morning.
Yes, we're ready.
We're ready. We'll be waiting until today for the weather conditions to allow us to get out. Today it's looking bloody good. So now we're just packing up the gear and getting ready to get out in the water. Oh. Recording now. What's in Tina?
It's amazing. It's so beautiful. The boat's comfortable, the sea's a little bit warmer than home, and it's stunning.
There is a decent swell today.
There is.
The swell has dropped off a lot from yesterday and it's dropping again tomorrow, but yeah, even out here it's decent.
So by the time we reached Guardiola, the swell was building and I was feeling very nauseous. But the bigger the swell and the bigger the waves, the more scared I got. So that had the effect of reducing the nausea, which was quite good because I was able to focus on paddling and getting round there and getting out. It was challenging, it was exhausting, and I was so happy to finally make it round that headland.
That's it, we're good. Lovely, 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 that's it. Well done. There were waves breaking on this steep beach, so I landed first. And before I had a chance to pull my fully loaded boat up, Tina came straight in after me. By grabbing her equally heavy boat, and mine decided to head back out to sea on the next wave. And so followed in a few moments of chasing back and forth, trying to save my boat while at the same time putting Tina's boat up. The beach was so steep in fact that we decided to tether the kayaks to a bush to stop them from sliding back down. We soon settled into our home for the night, got a fire going and cooked up some food on our sandwich griddle. So day 2, what do you think? How's day 1?
Day 1 was sporty.
You're being very generous. But
yes.
It was challenging. There was a huge swell. When the swell is very big, we tend to not to do too much recording because we're busy concentrating on where we're going. But yeah, big swell out on the headland. We got to this amazing beach last night. We camped here, had a nice afternoon, nice evening, a late start this morning. It's gone 10 o'clock now, we're not gone yet. But we are here, let's hold the map. This is the headland. We had trouble getting around, well, fun getting around yesterday. That's where we camped last night. Today we're going to go across here, around here, and into Porto Polo, and after that we'll see. We're coming into Porto Polo now, Porto Pollo, however you pronounce. Just around the corner of this headland, and it's so cool to look in the background and see the snow on the mountaintops. Just beautiful here. So we're crossing the Bay of Propriano here. It's 8 kilometers across to the next town, which I cannot remember the name of. But there's a tower on a hillside over there that we're aiming for. We're just over halfway mark now. But it's a good option. It shortens the overall distance to cover by crossing this. It's one of the longest open crossings we have if we were to go all the way around. We'll see. Anyway, going at a steady pace here. After a pretty long and tiring day on the water, we landed on this pretty public beach. We cooked dinner while we waited for it to get dark before putting up the tent. This very friendly local dog came over to keep us company. This is our friend, Motley, who's come over to help with dinner. You're going to get your nose burnt, careful. Careful, no. He's drooling like that. Do you like fried eggs, do you? He's just the nicest, most polite dog. These expeditions aren't all glamorous, you know.
It's not a holiday, it's an expedition.
Yeah. It's day 3, gone 9 o'clock in the morning. We were up at 6:30 because we wanted to get on the way early. Also had to get the tent down because it's in a public spot, but then waited an hour for the local shop to open to get supplies, which we need, and the shop didn't open. It's raining. Our paddling clothes are wet from last night, out in the rain, out in the mist, dew. Anyway, we're off. Heading south. Heading south. So in a nice turn of events, we packed up the kayaks. We'd given up in the shop. We paddled past the shop, and as we did, we found it was open, and we got in there and got all our veggies and supplies and batteries for the next few days, so we can be again completely off grid for the next 3 days, easy, 2-3 days. And the swell has died off completely, and Lady Faffington behind me is fiddling with hats and things. But there's amazing rock formations around here. Look at this. Really nice paddling today, I hope. Can you see these things in the water? These are all what we call by the wind sailors, little jellyfish type things. Hard to describe. Here we are, arriving at the Sentosa Lighthouse. Time for a tea break, we think.
So we're having some peppers and courgettes and onions mixed with rice, which I got cooked here, keeping warm in the stones, and 2 eggs.
And how was today? How was the paddling today?
It was really good, very calm and flat, and we went round some headlands that didn't have any good waves and
No big scary
swells,
bits.
no big scary bits, and all very good.
Almost no swell. We did about 18 kilometers, a bit more, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So a handy enough day, which is what we needed.
Yeah, not too strenuous today.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go to sleep the moment I got on the beach.
This is the beach. And over here we've got our fire going, which we will use for cooking up dessert or brioche in our sandwich griddle. Marshmallows and banana and all that stuff. Hey, lovely. And we're off another day paddling in paradise. Sometimes when we were paddling along and wanted a break, rather than going inland to find a beach to land on, we just stop on the rocks, and as long as it wasn't too windy, we could just leave the boats floating there. We've just arrived at these lovely little group of islands, Ile Bruzy, and they're gorgeous because there's grass. We could potentially camp on a nice grassy surface instead of sand tonight, but there are so many birds here, more birds than we've seen anywhere else on the trip so far. And we're in a national park here, so we're going to move on, leave the birds in peace. It's obviously nesting season now at the moment. So.
Well, it looks like we found a camping spot for tonight, tucked away here in a little corner.
A flat spot over there, and yeah, the view's not bad either. How are we doing today, Tina?
Great. We can see all the way down to the bottom. It's amazing. It's clear, crystal clear, the water.
It's early morning, up very efficiently this morning.
Yeah, out in 2 hours, packed up in 2 hours, and
utterly
on the
calm
water.
conditions. Just getting close to Bonifacio now, and the rock along the coast here has changed suddenly in the last day behind us from granite to limestone. Pretty sure it's limestone, some kind of sedimentary rock it looks like anyway. Not that I'm any kind of geologist, but yeah, very, very different. Looks like there's some caves ahead we might have a little explore. Different world in here, all these tourists around. That's a distinct change of scenery from last night.
We're feeling small.
This is a different world. We're looking for just a supermarket, a little grocery. There's steps up there, all the way up the cliffs, through the cliffs to the top. That's pretty cool. So Bonifacio was beautiful, interesting. Huge money in that place, like mega yachts all over the place. Nice to see, but good to get out again. Really not a place for sea paddlers. Now our next mission is to find some place to stop for the night. I say stop because technically we're not allowed to camp or even bivouac because it's in the national park still, so we'll be very discreet, I think, tonight. My tea now.
Refreshed and ready for more.
There's probably a kilometre here between the mainland on the left and this island on the right hand side. And it's so incredibly shallow, there's people walking over and back across. This is our stealth camping spot. We've put the kayaks into a little dip on the beach and hidden them behind some strategically placed bits of driftwood. We're waiting until it's dark to put up the tent, but it's nice. Not a bad spot. Not quite as nice as last night. But good dinner had now, and ready for an early night and an early start again tomorrow. Heading north today, leaving our campsite for the night. Leave no trace, not a sign of us being there. So we're paddling along now, day 6 on the water. We've got a headwind against us today, not strong thankfully, about a force 2, pretty much coming from right there. But we're still making steady progress, you know, about 4k an hour. So we've been living out of our kayaks in the tent for the last week now. And what's the one thing we would both give our right arm for?
More tea!
More tea? Yeah, okay. We brought 80 tea bags. We're rationing them to 2 cups per tea bag. Yeah, so yeah, some more tea would be nice. Otherwise, I'm surprised you didn't say a freshwater wash.
Oh yeah!
A fresh water, not even a hot shower. A fresh water wash would be nice. We don't ask for much. Yeah, hot shower would be beyond our wildest dreams. We've just done this 4k crossing from headland to headland across a wide bay. We're going to try to find a spot in here to stop, maybe for lunch, do you think?
Yeah!
Early lunch?
Oh. I'm always on for early lunch.
Always on for lunch.
Okay, well, Pat's just making me another lovely cup of tea.
Yes, I am.
Afternoon tea break here on this gorgeous beach, which is a little island with most amazing flowers. Look at all these gorgeous pink flowers and filled with bees. Absolutely scrumptious.
But we've done 20 kilometers today. So far. At the start of the journey we lost 3 days to bad weather, and after that we were thinking, well, zero chance really of getting all the way around Corsica in the remaining 28 days. But of course we're each as bad as each other for egging each other on. So we're now of course working out how many days, how many kilometers per day do we need to do, how much of a buffer do we have to get all the way around. So yeah, we have that kind of competitive edge going again.
Yeah.
But
oh well, why not?
Why not?
May as well.
It would be a shame to get, you know, almost all the way around.
It's one thing to say you've come paddling in Corsica, and another thing to say you've come and paddled all the way round Corsica.
It is something different.
Can't resist the temptation.
No. This morning when we left our campsite we could see this headland in the far distance, and we never thought it's possible that we could get this far, but we have. So we're going to get around this headland and look for some place to camp for the night in the next few kilometers. Another perfect camping spot for tonight. Now if you two look around here, look around, you see nothing. Nothing at all. This is the definition of stealth camping here. All our gear drying out. We have learned that it's possible to have a very effective wash with a litre and a half bottle of water. It's very nice here. There's a small little swell here today. It's just lovely just to make these kind of rocks a bit more fun. No wind at all, it's just perfect. Just a little bit of amusement. We've taken the kegs off, eventually gotten warm enough. We can take the kegs off and paddle along. There's another tower on another headland. We must have seen it at least 2 a day, we reckon. All around the coast there's these towers. This one here is a especially nice one. Yeah, it's cool. Well, we're north of Porto Vecchio now, and again the coast is changing. It's always changing. Around here there's much less bays and indentations, so we're much closer to the shoreline, and also there's a road alongside, so lots of houses around, but it's still stunning scenery, and all these little rocks and things are fun to play around in. We're nearly arriving soon at Tarku for some water and maybe some more supplies. Well, what do you think of the day?
Another delicious dinner here on a nice little beach, and a great day today. We did 31 kilometers, which is double my longest, well, 1.5 times longer than I've ever paddled in one day.
Yeah.
And speed was increased.
Yeah.
Getting a better technique going. Delighted.
Yeah, good conditions really.
Conditions
no
were
winds.
Low wind.
A lovely little fun-sized swell, so we could play around and do some rock hopping on the way up the coast.
Some.
Yeah, getting brave. So yeah. Here we go for another day. Ready, Lily? Ready?
Launch away!
Oh, that was a bit of fun. On past Solenzara and heading up north, and now you can see the coastline in the far, far distance, and it's distinctly flat. I can see it's going to get different. It's cool to see the mountains in the background there. That's up around there is a place called Bavella, where once upon a time, 28, 29 years ago, I got a free helicopter ride to the hospital. That's the story for another day. Just spotted this place for lunch. It's where a little lagoon meets the sea. So we're going from saltwater having into freshwater. This was lunch stop today, and ahead of us here is a beach that's miles and miles and miles long, and this is going to be the theme for the next few days. Just endless low-lying sandy beaches. But the one good thing today is we have a southerly wind that's going to push us nicely, nice decent southerly wind, so we could make good miles today. We're paddling out from this little lagoon here, and on the way in we thought there was a current, and on the way out I just seen Tina battling against the current, ferry gliding across to get out. So the water is flowing in to this lagoon here, which would suggest only some kind of tidal thing going on. I know there are very, very small tides, but in these narrows here we are, like I am in the current here now, big tide. Wow. Anyway, bit of a tide in the mid.
Tea break.
Another tea break. It's all about the tea.
It is. Tea gets us through the day.
It does. She got out. It's loud. Is she clear? Yes, she is. Wow, that was fun. Woo! That was a bit of fun. was that for an afternoon, Tina?
Well, that was pretty sporty, actually.
Yeah, sporty launch back after a tea break.
I made it. I didn't think I was going to, and I stayed upright.
And
through a load of massive breakers coming straight at me.
The surf definitely picked up literally during the time of our tea break, I think.
It did, and even while we were out there, they were starting to break, and they were big.
So we did 4k further north. We thought we might get into a lagoon here, but the entrance to it looked a little bit iffy.
Yeah,
there was waves breaking on the run into it.
I didn't have the confidence to go in there between these two kind of big metal walls.
Yeah,
kind of massive surf.
Erosion protection type of things. But yeah, so then we just had a nice gentle rafted surf landing here, and it came in nice and cleanly. It was good.
It was fine.
That's a stunning beach.
Yeah.
It's completely different to where we were a couple of days ago.
So different. And the shells are different.
Everything, yeah.
Everything's different, but there's lovely flowers up there.
And we saw huge jellyfish, massive like jellyfish.
Jellyfish the size of tables.
Jellyfish the size of huge tits.
Tables.
Jellyfish the size of a decapitated head.
Way bigger, actually. Huge. Way bigger. They were huge.
They were. Anyway, time to get...
And purple.
Time to get a campfire on and unpacked. Tent up.
Yes.
Oh, we're off again. Day 9 today. 9 days on the trot kayaking. We're heading up along the coast. At the moment, we have a tailwind. We had a wet launch. It was a bit of a surfy launch, so yeah, but we're out, we're paddling away nicely, and we might not go too far today. Take a handy enough day, we'll see. Yeah, we started off this morning making tea, of course. We started off this morning as usual, a bit of a sluggish start. We're both feeling a bit weary, I think, and forecast for us for light winds and small swell, but in fact the winds quite quickly picked up to a decent force 3, 4, slightly offshore, and yeah, we're both feeling weary, so we said we'd pull in here, paddle in through the surf, taking a break here. That break might last a whole 24 hours. It might last a few hours, we'll see how we're doing.
But I think that's okay, we've been going 9 days.
Yeah. This is our ninth. This would have been our 9th day on the trot. So a rest day is no harm at all. All right. It's funny the things you find when you're wandering around. Not just one, but 2 chairs for our day of rest.
We're sorted.
Sorted for the day. We decided to stay put for the day. Did a grand total of 7 kilometers. But it's a rest day, we're taking it easy.
They were 7 fast kilometers.
Very fast. We're running low on gas, but the firewood is so abundant and it's so easy to light a fire. Obviously we have to be very careful. We've got our bottle of water there beside us, ready to quench the fire. It's our standard dinner, veggies and...
lentils and rice.
Lentils and rice type thing. Oh,
yes,
good.
Yes, with some really nice cheese.
Yes. Ooh. So we're on the move again. It's 9 o'clock on day 10, Tuesday morning. The weather is much better this morning. The swell's gone down, the wind is okay, it's less than forecast. This is one of the few kind of variations on the coastline, which is miles and miles and miles of sandy beach, interrupted every now and then, every 5k or so, by a little town or a village or a river coming out. Anyway, Tina's behind you wondering what am I doing heading towards this wave, so we better pay attention. So there's interesting parts along this coastline anyway. We've just passed a nudist camp, and now we're straight into a firing range, and there's a soldier standing on the corner there and kind of looked curious at us more than most people look curious. So we went over for a chat and said, you know, are you going to be firing today? Said, yes. So he said, yeah, keep close to the shore, which suits us fine because it keeps us out of the shelter of the wind as well. So Yeah, see if you hear any shooting. Just arrived in Porto Taverno, trying to find a slipway where we can land and get some ice cream. Would be nice. That's it. We didn't get any shopping. We didn't get any ice cream, which we were really hoping for. Got Coke. That's going to push us on the next few kilometers until we get a camping spot for the night.
And we're parked up here on this bed of sinking seaweed, and it stinks.
Tina says it stinks. I don't have a sense of smell. It's fine. It'd be a lovely, comfortable camping spot.
No.
No. All right. Onwards.
Yes.
So we were paddling up along the coast, looking for some place to pull in, and it's fairly built up around here. But then we saw this river. We came into the river and paddled up the river 100 yards, and here we are. This is the perfect spot for the night, with some place to rinse off and have a freshwater wash. For the last few days, paddling along the coast here, we've been seeing these huge jellyfish, and just spotted one under the water. So here's what we're looking at. On the right hand side here, I'll show you. Probably about 80 kilometers away is Isola de Elba Island, and it was an article in Trasta de Downta, the Irish sea kayaking magazine, last September. An Irish group paddling around Elba last year sometime. It gave me the idea of coming to Corsica, so thank you. Now that is Bastia we can see ahead of us. Camp up there tonight. And the one topic of conversation that we keep coming back to here is gas. Have you got enough gas? If you don't have enough gas, then you can't have the tea. Exactly. It's all about the tea. We haven't managed to find any along the way yet, so we have enough for another few days. But yeah, we'll try and get some more supplies, gas and water tomorrow, then push on up the coast around Cap Corsica. Good morning. It's another day in the life of a beach bum in Corsica. We're sitting on the beach here in Bastia. The sounds of the traffic in the background and
the relentless surf.
Surf, always a little bit of surf. The plan this morning is to get some gas and get on the road again, head north to Cap Corsica.
Pan around.
Pan around, here we go, here's our panning around. Sunrise, time is 6:30 in the morning. Straight down there to the slip.
Well, it's very early in the morning for an ice cream, but I think they have to.
Ice cream, well, maybe. Right, leaving Bastia. Lovely place. Got our gas, got some ice cream, Next destination, Kayak. Nice one.
Vous venez de loin?
Ajaccio!
Non, franchement?
On fait tout le tour!
Oh ouais, bien!
Coming back to say hello.
You're going to stop this evening?
Voilà, 10 km.
That was like having a conversation with a superhero out on the water.
Whiz past, yeah, that was so cool.
Just whizzed past and had a chat with us, kept going up and down. And
That's cool.
very cool. We got the wind behind us here, which is giving us a really good push up the coast that was packed.
Yeah.
And there's more hydrofoilers
I think this will be our campsite for tonight. Nice, quiet little beach. So in terms of the kind of food we're eating on this trip, it's much as we'd eat at home really. We're both vegetarians, so it makes things easy, but cook up some veggies and either have it with pasta and rice. We don't go for super lightweight food because we don't need to. But yeah, sometimes we get packets of lentils and things to add into this, and it's really good food. Lots of local goat's cheese as well. It's Corsican cheese. We'd add in pesto into sauces and stuff. Yeah, so good food. It's been a disaster. My bottle of wine fell over, broke the top off. There's only one thing for it. Might have to drink it all tonight. Cheers. In terms of cook sets, we have two effectively. This one, which is a single pot, brand is Optimus. The really good thing about this is the heat exchanger on the bottom. It's very effective at heating up boiling water on a stove. Small MSR stoves especially works really well. By the time you found the sugar and the tea bags, the water is boiled. It's very fast. Then we also have this pot here and the kit from Decathlon, which was really good value.
The big guns are in now. We've got 2 pans on the go at once and a starter of tapenade and lovely bread.
No. Yeah, it's very uncivilized eating out of pots. We wouldn't normally do this at home.
But we might start because it really saves the washing up.
It does. It saves the washing up and the food is hotter. Yeah, so pasta, goat's cheese, lentils, onions, mushrooms, fucking delicious. This is a very serious expedition. It's all about quality of the marshmallows. Here you go. Tina's, what's this, Tina? What's your recipe?
It's the perfect bagel. It is banana, marshmallow and chocolate. A little bit of oil on both sides and shoved into the hot embers. The ultimate lightweight camping gear.
Yeah. About 2.5 kilos, that yuck. It's day 13 on our round Corsica on 80 tea bags challenge. It's paddling every day for the last 13 days now. It's Friday. And today is a big day. Today we are going to round Cap Corse, which is the Malin head of Corsica, effectively. Conditions are good, much the same as we finished up yesterday with a nice light breeze and swell at our back, so that is excellent, pushing us up the coast. We have our Garmin here, which we just use to measure distance and speed, more or less. And every now and then Tina likes some stats. So Tina, the stats this morning. It is 9:30. We've been paddling for an hour. We've covered 5.74 kilometers. Good going, steady progress this morning. So these are the Finocchiarolo Islands. So this is right at the northwestern tip of Corsica. It's another wildlife preserve, so there's loads of bird life, just lovely to see. And yeah, we're not landing here at all. In the distance, maybe you can see it, there's the lighthouse and the tower on the most northerly part of Corsica. Salut!
Little castle here, we were just saying it looks very Celtic. Could be from back in Ireland.
Nearly there, Cap Corse just ahead.
Just along the pistol. Where's the bed for me? I'm not a bit scared. So, we made it! Woohoo!
We're starting into this section on the northwest side of the Cap Corse now. On the map it looks kind of bleak, without any landing spots. That's what it looks like on the map. About 8 kilometers worth. So a committing paddle, but the conditions are really good. We might just find a spot where we can pull in for an emergency cup of tea. We'll see along the way. We were just paddling along there and looking up at the top of the cliff here and saw this strange looking fence, and it didn't seem to make sense because it wasn't fencing off an awful lot. until we just looked a bit closer, and what it is a huge nest. It can only be for some kind of eagle, a sea eagle, something bloody big. Conditions here are absolutely ideal. I mean, we could not have asked for much better. It's peacefully calm, no wind, no swell. We can get right in close under the cliffs. And this is typically an area which is known to be challenging sea conditions. I know, like a lightning bolt there, in the seam of rock.
Amazing.
Down to the quartzite maybe?
Yeah, incredible.
That's cool. That's where we are camped, over there, right over there. It was 32 kilometers. We really should have paddled another half kilometer to come in here. It's a gorgeous little town. There's a slipway at the end and there's ice cream shops. Anyway, next time. Yeah. It's like 8 o'clock alarm. You're up early this morning. Beautifully still day today. Snow on the mountains in the distance again. So we're going to be getting close to in about 2 days away. Day 14, we're paddling along south from the Cap de Corse now, and absolutely perfect conditions, mirror conditions here, almost. And it's just as well because there are very few places we can actually pull out along here. Steep cliffs or very rocky shoreline. We did manage to pull out for a quick cup of tea there a little while ago, just balanced on some rocks. But yeah, definitely nowhere to pull out and camp. But I think we're coming to the end of this around the next headland. We're paddling past this huge big quarry up in the hillside, and we noticed two guys in hazmat suits, yeah, pretty much full white suits and breathing apparatus and everything, and some kind of spray going on, and one of them was waving at us vigorously. I don't think it was just to say hello. I think it's probably fuck off, don't stay around here. Yeah, so we keep on paddling. Won't stop here for lunch.
Incredible marble on these beaches. It's green.
Saturday afternoon now, and on Thursday morning we left Bastia, which is now only about 10 kilometers away over the hills there. So you come all the way up around Cap Corse and down. Now we have Saint-Florent in our views over there. We were hoping to cross the bay. Saint-Florent is at the end of a wide bay. We were hoping to cut straight across there westwards to start heading out around towards Calvi, Ile-Rousse, out that direction. But of course we have run not low on supplies, but we need enough supplies to get around this next section, because there's 40 kilometers probably of no towns, no villages, no roads. So it's going to be a spectacular, nice remote location. But yeah, so we're going to camp close to Saint-Florent tonight and then head west towards Calvi in the morning. We've just spotted this another rare thing, a campsite right on the beach. They might have hot showers and such like. Just leaving our nice campsite, where we're staying that site. It was very nice, relaxing. The forecast for today was for the wind to pick up, and right on cue it did. About 2:30 this morning we heard the tent flapping, and I went out to put in more pegs and stuff. And I was lying there this morning thinking, well, we can just stay here for the day and head across the bay tomorrow. When you looked out, in fact, it looked okay. Yes, there is a breeze, but it's the direction we want it to be in, so we're going to head on anyway.
It is really windy today, but we're staying close into the shore to take advantage of the shelter, and it's all working out well. Our hats are tied on.
This is pretty cool. Huge big arch there, and you know what's more impressive, Tina? There's a line of boats up there, a line of quick draws. There's a rock climbing route up there. That's nuts. Or curious geology going around here. Really mixture of limestone and this funny agglomerate type stuff. I'm no geologist, but yeah, it's interesting all the same. Bonjour. What lovely things did you get, lovely?
I got some cake and some cheese and crisps and bananas and ooh, look at this.
Oh, look at that. Lovely. That's it, we're stocked up, fed, lunch had, heading out to Saint-Florent now, and we have the wind behind us, and we should really fly out the bay. So cool when you come around the headland with wind and swell pushing us along, and then literally in the space of 50 meters or less it just gets so utterly calm again, like this. We have to show you the seagrass. This seagrass is all around the coast. Anywhere where the wind can bring it, it's piled up along the shore, and it's, you know, very, very thick, covers huge areas, and it dries out, and it's lovely and soft to sit on. And sometimes it mixes with the stones, and you camp on it. It's lovely, lovely cushy surface. Oh, have cake. Show me the cake.
We've got the posh cake.
Posh.
Too good to eat.
No, wait, watch me.
apple, some kind of apple.
Saffron cake.
Exquisite apple almond pastry. Absolutely divine.
This is just absolutely stunning around here. It's long sandy beaches, no other boats around, no other people around, mountains in the background. It's almost completely untouched and we have it all for ourselves. It's amazing. I'm sure in the summer all the yachts and powerboats would be putting in here and dropping anchors and having barbecues, but right now it's all ours.
It's raining.
It's raining.
It's actually raining. For the first time since we got here, so day 15 on the water, we've done pretty well.
We're looking for a camping spot now, getting towards the end of the day, 4 o'clock. We'll find a spot on the corner. This is the most northerly part of this stretch of the coast. We've just spotted our second grassy camping spot in a row. This looks quite nice. Here we are, arrived here half an hour ago, less than half an hour ago. Tent is up, Tina's in getting changed, and all set for a night of gin rummy where I am going to thrash Tina for once. Is that right, Ovi?
Not given your record so far.
Indecent.
Loads of room in this spacious
Well,
two-person super mountaineering tent.
well, that's it. That's the point I was going to make. This tent here, it's a fantastic tent. It's a Phoenix, turnover Phoenix tent. A great lightweight mountaineering tent, which is what we bought it for originally, because we were trekking around the Alps at the time, backpacking. But for sea kayaking, really for 2 people, a 3-man tent is nice.
Yeah.
Especially on days like today. It's
Yes.
raining, everything's wet.
And you're just sitting here eating all the biscuits.
Well, I'm going to cook dinner now in a minute as well.
Yes.
So stop complaining. Yeah. It's day 16 and we're on the water again. It was a wet night last night. It was raining quite steadily, consistently most of the night. Thankfully it stopped raining while we were packing up this morning. We were a bit late leaving, it was kind of hard to get going. Another nice day, conditions are good. Yeah, a bit cold and clammy, but we're okay, are we?
Yeah.
She's not convincing, but yeah, we're fine, we're good.
Living the dream.
Living the dream, is it right?
Yes.
What else would you be doing on a May bank holiday weekend?
And it wouldn't be an expedition without a bit of suffering.
Okay, go, go, go. Now we're on, that's it. Always good to get to the end of a map. I'm just here, don't need that one anymore, throw that one away. And we're on to this one. Where are we? There. Heading towards Ilros today. Just kidding, of course. We'll keep this. We're not throwing anything away. Have to come back again the next time. Ilus ahead of us.
Bit of a rough landing. Took on a load of water and about 20 by the wind sailors. There's a big fella, don't step on him. It's one of those moments where it's an expedition, not a holiday.
Yeah. It's cold. We got cold out in the water for the last half hour or so. Going around Ile de Rousse. It was raining, got here, put up the tent.
And then one of those beaches that's just so much sand. It's all pure gritty sand that's in everything.
Yeah.
But luckily we've got these steps to sit on.
Yeah.
So we can get away from the sand a little bit, but that's not nice.
Yes. Bon appetit.
Delicious dinner.
My mother would say we're going a bit feral, eating out of pots and not washing. She might be right. It looks like we might be having a rest day today. Just looks a bit wild to be going out, and probably no harm. We arrived here yesterday and in a hurry put up a tent here. We saw this shelter here, this lifeguard. I thought it might be great, but there's no actual shelter in the roof, it's just for shade, and it's very windy, it's very exposed, so it looks like we're going to move the tent down the beach to a more sheltered spot this morning. We've moved our camp into this little corner here. Having tea, of course, having tea and getting our shopping list ready and going to head off to town and do some shopping. This was the beach I wanted to land on yesterday. We came around that corner there and I spotted this beach, and it might have been okay. Yeah, it's difficult to land on. Things are always a little bit adventurous. I left the tent this morning, left Tina back there having a rest, and I came into Ile de Rousse to do some shopping, and wandered along a coastal path and ended up on a railway line, which I most definitely should not have been. There was signs saying do not be here. And I got my shopping, I came back, following Google, I ended up coming through fields, according to Google, and along this goat track here. And this is where I find myself. But very kindly, somebody with a sense of humour put this chair here. It's very nice. And interestingly, and see some other lost tourists doing the very same thing that I did earlier on, walking along the track, looking behind her every now and then. We're off. The swell has calmed down, but not too much because there's a nice little bit of surf out there coming and going, so I have to have a little play before you leave this nice beach. Oh, this is good. Oh, so good. Go for it! Go! Wait again. Go slightly slowly. Backwards a bit. Okay, now paddling. Go. Nice one. So there's this big headland in front of us, and there's a decent swell today, and we've been debating whether to go around the headland or to go into Calvi for ice cream, and I think the ice cream has won out. So, what a day!
Yeah. Lunchtime we were just around the corner.
It's about 2 kilometers, less even, around the corner here. Lovely little beach.
Nice little place. Would be in a handy spot.
Stop for the night, yes,
Yeah.
we didn't. We said we'd push on. We'd head to Calvi,
Head
which is
over to
here.
Calvi.
Or we'd go around the headland.
But the swell was picking up, the wind was picking up, and we thought, let's go for an ice cream in Calvi and see.
Yeah, we went for an ice cream in Calvi, and that was very nice.
It was lovely.
Chilled out there for a while. Now the forecast was for the wind to settle down, the swell settle down. So we took our time over our ice cream. When we headed back out around the harbour wall to head.
It hadn't dropped at all. If anything, it had picked up.
It has, yeah.
And it was pretty hairy.
Yeah, no, we tried to paddle into the wind, paddle around the corner. I thought it was going to be a slog. It was in fact much more than a slog. It was going to be very, very, very slow progress. So we turned around, turned downwind, headed into the beach. So I said, okay, come back across the bay, 3 kilometers in the wrong direction,
Yeah.
where we knew we could get a quiet spot. Arrived 100 yards down there on a little beach.
And the wind coming across and the swell coming
Oh, it was
across.
a long slog. It was hard work, really hard work
I was
coming
at
over
my
here.
limit of my muscles, but I did get my cast iron guts award.
Yeah,
After eating that ice cream, I didn't even feel queasy in the massive swell.
so we landed down there, but decided we came for a scout up here. Found a marginally better campsite here. So I said I'd bring the boats up. I told them.
I didn't think you were going to tow them.
Well, I didn't want to be walking up and down, so yeah, I towed them up. Of course, as I did, Tina's boat got hit by a wave sideways, capsized in the surf, and
So my boat capsized, but not with me in it.
yeah. So anyway, that's it for today. $7 o'clock Thursday morning and we're up. It's a beautiful day. Conditions could not be better despite what the forecast is saying. It's supposed to be windy today, too windy to head out until 3 o'clock, but it is perfect. And see the seagrass that's built up. This stuff here, we landed on rock last night on a rocky, stony shoreline, and this is built up overnight. It's really weird stuff. Anyway.
Well, this morning it is flat as a pancake out here, and I cannot believe the difference. It's just mind-blowing what a different place it is from the rough and wind yesterday, battling so hard against the waves, and today butter wouldn't melt in its mouth.
We're paddling past Calvi again. Yesterday it took us about an hour to paddle from here back to where we camped last night. This morning it's taken us 25 minutes to cover the same distance.
Yeah.
Just an indication of what the conditions were like yesterday and how right we were not to try to come around here. There's a peregrine falcon there, a couple of peregrine falcons there. Tried to take out some seagulls. There's a big fight going on. Jesus! Actually, I think the seagulls have taken the chicken to the water. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, a seagull has just taken the chick. Oh, the falcon here looks like. That's pretty amazing to see. We saw a couple of peregrine falcons fighting with seagulls. What it turns out to be in the end that the peregrine had caught a pigeon and then the seagulls robbed it off it. So yeah, that's what I saw there at the very end. The pigeon, unfortunate pigeon in the water being plucked, eaten by the seagull. Amazing to see it.
More snow-capped mountains in the distance there, and that's looking towards Calvi from the other side.
Yeah, behind us, yeah. In the meantime, we're heading that way. We're going to put in a little beach down there before going around the headland, another committing section. as a rock climber, it is just fantastic to be paddling along here and looking at all the potential routes, all the climbing, you know, picking out, oh, there's a nice easy slab route, or there's a nice corner, or there's a nice scrambly one, or there's one that's so hard that I'll never ever be able to do it in a million years. But it's just endless quality granite rock climbing here. It's just gorgeous.
With the wind behind us.
Nice wind behind us, small little waves, all going in the right direction and absolutely bobbing along, which is almost a pity in a way because this coastline is so nice. Just found this beautiful little spot for lunch.
Cheese sandwiches.
And a cup of tea, of course. Leaving Galleria Beach after getting our shopping done. We have a little bit of time to campsite, not much. Good morning, it's 10 to 6 on a Friday morning, up early this morning, partly because there's a bloody cockerel up there who's been singing away for the last 2 hours. But also because it's a lovely calm morning and we have a fantastic day ahead of us. The winds always seem to be lighter in the morning, so we're going to make them this of it.
And that's where we were camped last night, over there. And we've just come back into Galleria to get some water to fill up the water bottles.
This is Tina's shower water for tonight.
Yes, I can have a guilt-free shower. The start of the National Park Nature Reserve section of Scandola, and I'm in charge of the camera because it's so calm.
Big responsibility.
It is.
Screw it up.
It is.
This little bay here on the left hand side is just this very small part of the nature reserve. Little add-on. The main one is further to the south.
Coming in here for a tea break.
Tea?
Oh.
It's too early for tea for that.
You have to now. Always good to get the tea going. Cup of tea.
We're going to be at a
Crisis point on our 80 tea bags.
I mean, there can't be too many left.
And the wind has picked up with a bit of a headwind now. We're doing a little crossing across a little bay here to save a bit of mileage, and I'm keeping in Pat's wake to try and shelter from the headwind. interesting rock here that looks like the Giant's Causeway on its side. And regular and geometric looking, and it goes all the way up to the top.
So we're looking for some place to land around here. There's no beaches, it's all cliffs, so I think we'll make do with this spot for lunch.
Well,
so we're just stopped there on the rocks, making up a sandwich.
we weren't even trying to make a brew.
No, we said we'd skip the cup of tea. And next thing, this guy in one of the tourist boats, the skipper of the boat came over and started shouting at us, saying, "I'm not allowed to stop there, not allowed to stop there, not allowed to land, just same rules for everyone, it's a €1,500 fine." And I mean, he was a bit of a knobber about it. He could have said it nicely.
He was just trying to look big in front of his boat full of tourists.
Yeah.
And we're doing a lot less damage than all these boats with their diesel
buzzing around,
chucking out pollution
and
and
noise
vibration and noise and
No, it's ridiculous.
gawking at the cliffs, and there's just a continual train one after another of these boats, and it's horrible.
It's a bit of an unfortunate incident, but
Yeah.
no, but it's still beautiful. We're going to paddle on.
It's still beautiful.
This is just something else, like something out of National Geographic. Bonjour.
Bonjour. La plage est parfaite.
Ouais. Et
Soleil.
c'est le chien. Mhm.
Ça va? Vous arrivez d'où? Galère?
Galerie aussi, oui, oui.
So it's 7:10, day 21, and we're on the water. Beautiful morning, flat calm, heading on down towards Porto.
It was probably one of the nicest, definitely in the top 3 campsites we've had last night.
It's just so tranquil and beautiful, and there was a full moon. We got up early and watched the moon go down and the sun come up, and it was just perfect, just a really exceptional moment.
That's cool. That's our first through cave of the trip.
That was so cool.
When we were planning the trip here, we were looking at maps, and one of the things we thought was, well, there's a big deep bay in Porto. We don't really need to go in there. It's kind of in and back out again, so it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. So really we should try not to need supplies when we got here, but we did need supplies, and I'm very glad that we do, because it's a stunning paddle in. All the way in to the end of the valley and back out again along that coastline there. I know it's going to be stunning as well. So yeah, really glad we're coming in here.
Yeah.
Yes, Tina, back with the shopping,
Yes,
with the most important things.
See, some ice cream.
Lovely, du boule.
Well, here we are looking at some more cliffs.
More cliffs, more paddling, more rocks, for God's sake. Does not get a bit tedious. We stopped at that little beach, Ficajo or something like that.
Yes.
And it was like going into a different world, kind of the world of sunbathers and holiday makers, and they look alien to us, and I'm pretty sure we look alien to them as well. And with the find his way out of here now. Heading toward Punto Rosso.
It's just such a privilege to be here, and in such amazing conditions as well, when it's still enough that we can explore in and out of all these dramatic, incredible rocks and cliffs.
It's good to be here so early in the morning as well, because we know in an hour or two's time there'll be tons of tour boats here. It's always great fun exploring these caves, because you're going in, putting your nose into corners and never knowing what you're going to find. Is it going to be a true cave? Yes it is! Come on through here! This is daylight on the far side. Look at this. Come out on the other side. There's so many caves around here right at this point that we're going around in circles and losing track of where we are, where we're going. Heading away from the Bay of Porto now and turning very much southwards down towards Ajaccio. Another 4 days we reckon.
Yep.
We're playing okay, dead or alive. 34 questions. She may beat me on Gin Rummy. Go ahead, what's the next question?
I can't think of any more.
Ronald Reagan. Okay, go on, give us another question. You are the Democrat. That was no.
So a Republican politician is not corrupt, it's dead.
That's good, we're getting there, yes? Again.
Are you Ronald Reagan?
Yay! 35 questions. Well done, Tina.
So we've pulled up here on this rocky headland. There's no beaches, but it's a very nice spot for lunch. Just had an old cheese sandwich and refill the tay levels, and now time for a snooze.
Now we're driving into Cargesi, where apparently it's my turn to go shopping. And I see there's a big hill. I'm guessing the spars go to be on top of the bloody hill. Oh, so we just stopped for a tea break back there, tea and biscuits, and we had a 15-minute nap. We're both feeling the need for more sleep these days. I think we are getting tired again. We haven't had a day off in over a week, but we have now finished all the nicest, most attractive parts of the course. That bit this morning was absolutely amazing. From now on, I think our minds are more on getting to the finish line, and there is maybe some iffy weather, some big swell coming in, so we're keen to push on. So we couldn't get our shopping in Cargesi, because it was closed, but we thought we'd push on to Saigone, get our supplies there, have another couple of kilometres, which will have made it our second longest day of the trip so far. But we're in a good position there. We're stock up, so we don't have to do any more shopping between here and the finish.
About 12 tea bags.
We have about 12 tea bags worth left, so we should just about scrape it in. So that was a failed mission, for sure. The last thing Tina said to me was, only get what's on the list. We don't need anything else. Whatever you do, don't go getting a bunch of flowers or something. But anyway, I went up to, see, I got flowers, but I got nothing else. Spar was closed, casino was closed, so we just have to carry on and get something tomorrow morning. We'll manage fine. We won't starve. We're paddling along here out to Punto Giuseppe, I think it is, and we're looking for some place to camp. And so far today we've done over 37 kilometers, which is our longest day, Tina's longest ever day paddling on the water, and she's not entirely bollocksed, which is amazing. We're hoping just to find a little gem of a campsite. Look what we just found. It's a little beach. I'm sure we can find a flat spot for a tent. I think we'll do. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we can make this work. Right, this is right next door to the first beach we landed on. We didn't have a flat spot here. Here we had to excavate the sand and level things out to find just enough space. And still not even quite enough room to park the kayaks, so we'll have to see about that. Cheers!
Cheers. Absolutely exhausted after 37.8 kilometers, our longest day. I've got hot water here.
This is a lovely beach, and it would have been rude not to have a fire because it's just such
There's
huge amount of
so
firewood.
much
It's ridiculous.
firewood.
It's about 5:30 in the morning now, Monday morning, and we have seen that the weather forecast is going to change. There's a big swell coming on Wednesday. So what we don't want is to be stuck like 5 or 10k from the finish line and not be able to move because of the weather. So yeah, we're going to push on today.
And there's a headland, 2 headlands to get round before.
2 headlands. So yeah, it's about 46k to the end. So if you do another big day today, we'll get around those 2 headlands and finish off at a handy pace tomorrow.
Bring the kayaks round.
So last night, to give us some reassurance that no, the waves weren't going to come anywhere near the tent last night, I put a stick at the water line when I thought the tide was as high as it was going to go. In fact, the tide came up as far as that there last night, pretty close to the tent. If it had been any swell, it would have been different. And now it has gone out again to here. So there is actually some tide in the Med. That was a flying visit to Chia. Got some food and got everything we needed. Pretty rundown looking town. Definitely not part of the tourist trail. But yeah, it served its purpose today. This is actually a nice stretchy coastline. We weren't expecting too much today because we're getting closer to Ajaccio and we thought it would be built up and stuff. But along here there's no roads, no tracks even. Lovely sound of bird song from the land. Making an open crossing of about 4k across to the headland in front of us.
We're right out on the headland here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And look at
This is where we are. It's about 8 kilometers across to here, our last major headland. And in there is Ajaccio. And we started just down here off the map. So yeah, very nearly there. It looks like that bit of swell that was forecast is coming right on cue. It's nice, I have to say, playing around in it, in amongst the rocks and channels.
Well, we just turned the corner of our last headland. We're here in the Gulf de Ajaccio.
Yeah, heading
Almost at the end now. And we can see where we started from here.
Yeah, in fact over there we can see the infamous Punta Guardiola
From the first day.
day one.
Where
very,
we
very different
really
conditions.
thought we were going to have to...
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
That was good.
Yeah. Great, and we're in the shipping lane and there's a big boat coming, so we might move. The Uffizi is closed Monday.
Just leveling off the campsite last night. It's alright, I'll do. So it's the last morning waking up on the beach, the last day of the trip. We can see the finish line over there in the distance, about 10k away.
It's a lovely morning.
It is.
Great conditions. There's no wind. There's a little bit of swell that's behind us.
No, nothing to worry about at all. It's
Nothing.
It's an easy day, so it's in the bag. What will you miss? I'll tell you what I'll miss. I'll miss just the simple everyday routine of waking up in the morning, packing up, getting breakfast, loading the kayaks, heading off paddling, and knowing you're going to be exploring and seeing some new beautiful places, and challenging ourselves physically and pushing ourselves. And at the end of the day you're going to sit down, find a campsite. You don't know where you're going to end up. That's part of the novelty of it. You don't know where you're going to end up. And
yeah, all of those things. And being down at water level with blue all around and blue sky all above mostly. Just really feeling immersed in simple surfaces actually that are flat. Yeah, it's just the kind of simplicity of all of it.
yeah, the whole simple life. Yeah.
And only having like one jumper to put on. I have my light jumper or my heavy jumper, and it's just so simple. There's no choices of, oh, what do I need to wear, what do I look like.
No.
Yeah.
It would be nice to
Not be salty.
not be salty. It would be nice to have hot showers. But when you have these things every day, you just take them for granted. You don't appreciate them. It's when you don't have things like toilets and showers and a big comfortable bed that you appreciate them when you get them back again. So
And a hairbrush will even be a novelty.
yeah. What was the worst part of it for you?
One thing I found hard was getting on the wet clothes first thing in the morning and setting off when you're feeling tired and being clammy a lot of the time.
And dark light and beaches?
Yeah, it's an awful pity, and it's the thing about the Med, which my mother always says, that the sea doesn't come in and out and wash the beaches. But the beaches that we found that were off the beaten track
Oh yeah.
were always absolutely gorgeous and clean, and not much plastic rubbish around actually.
No, there's not much, not much at all. No, I mean the beaches. One of the fantastic things is just rocking up to a coastline and paddling along and looking for a spot we can find and coming across this little gem with shade and, you know, no access from the land by anyone or the roads, or no trails around, so we have it entirely to ourselves. That kind of stuff is just amazing.
Absolutely paradise. Everything you could want, really, and the warmth of the sun, and it got warmer towards the end of the trip. Definitely, we were in down jackets at the beginning, and by the end now, even the breeze feels warmer. Definitely,
it is. Yeah. I think
it's a lovely time of year to be here, isn't it?
It is. I think, talking about the start of the trip, the weather was unseasonably cold, even for middle of April then. But also, we had 3 days at the start, sitting on land, sitting on the beach, waiting to start, and we couldn't start. And when we did start, we kind of thought, well, you know, we've lost our buffer. We can't really expect to get around.
No, we didn't think
for the first few days.
Yeah.
But then, of course, after 3 days, we thought, hey, maybe we can. Literally, 3 days later.
Oh yeah.
We can do 25 a day. We can build up a buffer again. And we had 31 days allowed at the start. We've done it in 23 and a half days, which is very happy with that.
We expected to do 20 kilometers a day average, but we did something like, I don't know, 26, 27, and we found that was very doable. Definitely the body is a bit weary now.
Yeah. Well, we did our 2 longest days yesterday and the day before, 37k, 38k.
Yeah.
So,
both days.
The scenery has been amazing, absolutely stunning, and so varied from the east coast, long miles of beaches, to Scandula, beautiful caves up around Galleria and that area, to kind of the real, not so much bleak but remote part of Cap Corse. And here's the dog coming to visit us with a stick. Good morning, dog. Hello. Come here, say hello. Hello. Oh, yeah. You got a stick. Hello. You got a stick. Buy my tea. Buy my tea.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Hey, get your stick on my tea. Here, go on.
You're spilling your breakfast.
Go on. There you go. A balle? No, on n'a pas de balle. Yeah, and then meeting nice people every now and then. Yesterday we paddled in here. We met a guy in a sup coming in here. On his way back, he stopped off to come in for a chat. We thought initially he was going to say, "You can't camp there," but
we were trying to look casual.
that we weren't camping. But he came over, and when he told him what we were doing, he really appreciated what we were doing. He understood what we were doing. One of the only people that did kind of understand, you know, what the conditions might be like. And
yeah,
so
because
that was nice.
Because he was a proper.
He was a boater, a proper boater, not just a touristy boater. I know. Yeah. So that was nice. And I'm meeting a lady with her dog. It was nice.
Yeah, but he invited us back to his house.
Yeah, he did.
Showers and
dinner.
Food and is there anything you need?
Yeah.
It was so nice. Of course, we were just glued to our seats at that point, and we can't leave the kayaks.
But also, we were very comfortable setting our routine here. We have everything we need. We have our food, our bed, our not our showers.
Why break the habit and have a wash?
Yeah, oh why?
But having said that, we do wash in the sea.
We do. We're not totally skanky.
Yeah. No, and it's lovely to have a swim in the sea after a day paddling.
Nice.
Is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it is,
Anyway,
at least, a soft landing going back to Circum.
It's
not too much of a back to.
Looking forward to getting back to Circum
reality.
and back to the kayaking there. Yes, it has made me realise and appreciate how good Circum, West Cork, Ireland
Yes.
is for kayaking.
That's what you
We
said.
have loads of caves, we've got amazing coastline, we've got more interesting, more challenging conditions with the tides that are there. I know it is West Cork, especially for sea kayaking.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to getting back and bringing my clients out again and showing people around. I do enjoy that. Best one for
If you had to pick one best
Yeah.
moment, I would say it was coming round Cap Corse, where I felt invincible. It just felt like some massive achievement to round such a big headland.
Yeah, it really is a proper big turning point, and the fact that it can get like serious weather conditions there as well, so that was a good one. And you were saying as well, even coming around the
Coming round the headland here
Parata yesterday,
and
yeah.
seeing the finish line,
Yeah.
it's a really funny feeling, following a line ahead of you that goes all the way around, and suddenly ahead of you is the start and the finish.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about doing a trip that's a circle.
Yes. Best part for me, I mean the most beautiful, had to be up around between Cargesi and Galleria, the Scandula
Yeah.
National Reserve, and the caves in there.
Just breathtaking.
It really was stunning, yeah. South of Porto, southwest of Porto, lovely caves.
So
there.
many good things, and I've really enjoyed getting better at sea kayaking and feeling a lot more confident in the water, obviously after 600 kilometers. And I'm looking forward to improving my skills and perfecting my row.
Excellent.
I've got the first half nailed, and I just have to get the second part,
upright bit.
the bit where you come up again, bomb-proof.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and we finished with 5 tea
5
bags to
tea
spare.
bags to spare.
The last day, day 24 on the water. For once, there's no navigation as such to do because we're just on one open crossing. 9 kilometres, it happens to be our longest crossing of the whole trip by a kilometre or so. We are in the middle of a shipping lane, the busiest shipping lane, but there are no ships, so we're all good. The biggest waves we'll see all day. It's 3 weeks later and we can still see the snow in the background over there.
Yes.
That's all good. Well done. Good line, well done. We're here, we're paddling into the beach where we started 24 days ago, and looking at it and not recognising it and thinking, are we in the right place? Are we sure? I think we can be forgiven for being confused whether we're in the right space or not, because those buildings on the beach were not here 3 weeks ago. They have been built in the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's good.
Straight across from here,
Yeah, please.
and then round and boop.
Job done, well done.